Hi there, welcome back here, guys. In the last lecture, we have talked about navigation. In this lecture, I'll continue with this topic. I would like to provide you some more explanations. This lecture is marked as AI lecture, which means additional information lecture, and is optional because I will not introduce here any new code. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have implemented in the previous lecture. We have created Stack Navigator, and a part of the Stack Navigator is our bottom tab navigator. And I know this part especially can be confusing. Before we'll do any changes, we'll not doing any changes in this lecture, but in the next lecture, I would like to show you one thing in our planner screen. Currently, we have here a navigate function in the navigation. Let's try to use here push. Okay, so push home. Actually, let's keep here navigate in our planner screen, but let's go to our home screen, and then in the home screen, let's provide here push. When you have a bottom navigator, you cannot push. Okay, so that's spoiler alert. When I will go to planner, I will introduce here error. So when you have a pages screens that are part of the bottom navigator, you cannot push because they are not stack navigations. Okay, so we need to use the navigate function. Simple enough. Okay, let's have it like this. Let's refresh, and now everything should work. So now I will go to planner. I can go click here, and everything is working as well. But how it looks as in the internal representation of our screens. So what we have currently, we can take a look at this. In our navigation here, we have a stack navigator, and a stack navigator have currently just one screen, which is a root. And the root screen is the bottom tab navigator itself. So I will draw it actually. Give me a second. Okay, so this, let's represent this our stack. All right, I will try to draw it like this, like such a square. Okay, this will be our stack navigator. And in stack, we have currently one screen, root screen, right? So let's take a look at this. We have here one root screen, which is a bottom tab navigator. Okay, so I will write here. This will be a representation of a screen. So currently we have here only this on a stack. This is our root. Root. Okay, so here is a stack screen, is a root, and that's a bottom tab navigator. So that the part of this root are two screens in a bottom navigator. So we have here tab navigator, and that part of this are two screens. Okay, and the screens are either we have defined home screen. So here is a home, or a planner. And that's why you cannot push to them, because they are part of the tab here. So you can navigate between them, okay? So that's the only option. And you are basically tagging them as the active ones. You are not unmounting when you're navigating between them. You just mark this active, for example, and this will be home. This will be displayed. When you navigate to the planner, this will not become active any longer, and active will be planner, and you will display the planner in your tab. So that's how it works internally, okay? I can prove it to you guys when I'll go here to Visual Studio, and I'll go to home screen. And if you want to see your pages to be unmounted, you can use effect function, just write here return function like this, and let's write here console log. This function that you are returning in a use effect is called when your component is unmounted, okay, when basically it's destroyed. So console log, and let's write here unmounting home screen. Okay, and this lecture will be a little bit longer because I would like to explain you everything. Okay, so unmounting home screen. And let's do the same thing for a planner screen. Okay, so use effect here and unmounting planner screen. Okay, perfect. Now when you will go to your simulator, and at the same time I will reload here. So we will start with a fresh screen here. I hope it's visible for you guys. Okay, so rendering home screen, right? So like this. So when I will click on the planner, you can see we'll be rendering the planner screen. So now, basically, the planner screen become the active one. Okay, but I will navigate back to the home screen with a button or with a tab key here, either down here or up here with a button. You will see I'm not rendering any longer planner screen or home screen. When I'm navigating between them, I will do it just once. They are not unmounted, so they are still in the background created. Okay, so go to planner, go to home. You can see they are still created, and this also, thanks to this, it's very fast on your mobile device because they're not unmounted. You can very fast switch between your screens in the navigator on your real device. Okay, so and that's it. Okay, so we have ended up currently with this architecture, as you can see on the screens in the Carbo. What if I would like to create a new screens? Of course, I can create more screens. Just for testing purposes, I told you I will be not coding, but it's not a part of the official lecture. It's part of the official lecture, but it's not part of our final application. I will create here a new file. I will call it test screen, just for testing purposes. So test screen tsx. I will simply go to my home screen. I will copy everything from my home screen. I'll paste it to the test screen. I'll call this function as a test screen. I'll displaying rendering test screen and unmounting test screen. Here I will get the IM test screen. Okay, and I will get here go to home. So I want to navigate to home page. This page will be part of my Stack Navigator, so I can push here between the pages. Okay, so in a navigation I can provide here push, and where I would like to push. I would like to push to. I don't know yet. Okay, I will leave it. I will leave it like this planner, but we will get back to it. Okay, guys. So let's keep it like this. Let's go to our navigation index tsx and let's introduce this page as a part of our Stack Navigator. So in our root navigator, we have here root, which is a bottom navigator. Let's copy it and let's paste it under. And let's provide here this test screen. So name will be test, and this component will be test screen. You can see in the Visual Studio Code, I can just type the name of my function I am exporting from a test screen tsx, and it will auto pre-fill for me. And when I will press just a tab key here, it will fill it up for me, and also it will import it for me automatically. If it doesn't happen for you automatically, you need to write it up here in the imports. So import test screen from /screens test screen. Okay, so you can see the part of the navigator is a root, which is a bottom tab, and also test screen, guys. So now I can go back to the test screen, and I know where I would like to push. I would like to push to root. Okay, I would like to push to this Stack screen, which is part of the Stack Navigator, so to the root. So I'll write here push to the root. Okay, guys, so let's save it and let's take a look at this. I will refresh here, so we are starting from scratch. Okay, and I'm currently on my tabs here. Okay, I will go to the. I will not go anywhere actually. I will go to straight away. I would like to go actually from here to the test screen and not to the planner. That's all this little bit confusing text. I will go for a second back to my Visual Studio Code. I will go to home screen and I will say here actually go to test, and here navigation, not a navigate, but we can push because we are going to push to the different Stack screen. So let's write here push and let's go to the test like this. All right, I will refresh here. So we are currently rendering home screen, right? And I will go to the test. You can see the test screen is on the stack now. Okay, so rendering home screen, rendering test screen, you can see it. So what had just happened is that we are in this architecture. Now we have a root, and now we're just simply providing here test. All right, so our test screen is here now. Test. All right. Okay, so now the test screen is active. Okay, well, I will go here now back to home. I will click here, go to home, rendering home screen. So what's happened now? I actually created new root. Where I have two tabs, right? So we have a tab navigation. Tab navigation, where currently active is the home one. So home, planner, and a home is active. So now, currently in this, we have a rendering home screen, test screen, and we went back to the home. So I'm in a home screen. But I will click here back button, this test button here. To go to the back, we'll go back to the test screen and we'll unmount home screen. Okay, so it will basically happen. I will pop out the root. I will go back here to the test, and this will be removed from the stack. And it will unmount home because the only home was active. So I will go to the test, you will see, and mounting home screen. So exactly this happened. Root has become unmounted and the test become active one. So now we are gonna test. When I will unmount again, I will go from here, from a test back to the root, and I will unmount test. Okay. I'll go back here to the root, and I'm on the root, and I'm unmounting the test, as you can see here. And that's now at the top of the stack, my root, which where we have a home page active. Okay, that's work, perfect. I will refresh it a couple of times, so we'll start from the beginning. I would like to show you one more thing. Okay, I will also in a carb I will draw it, so it's easier for you to see. I will just need to return this. Okay, so we are in this stage, the root. But what I will do in my page now, I will go to the planner. So my planner will become active. So I will go to the planner. Now we are rendering also the planner. So we have a rendered home and a planner screen. So we are in this stage. We are on the root and we have an active planner, right? So active planner. This means we had to create the home before and also planner we have created now. Now I will click here to go to it's go to the home. My mistake. I would like to go from the planner screen also to the test screen. Okay, not to confuse you guys. Let's go back to here. Let's go for a second to planner screen. And also let's right here go to test. And here navigation push will be pushing. Push and to the test. Okay. Okay, I will refresh one more time. Okay, we'll go with the same scenario. We are here back on the bottom tab. We'll go to the planner. So we have a rendering home. Active is the planner screen. As you can see here, I will go now to the test. Click here, test. And I'm pushing new screens on the stack to test screen. So now we are pushing test screen on the stack. So we are pushing test screen on the stack. Test screen on the stack. Okay, I will go now to home again. Okay, so I'll go to the home again. Rendering home, you can see it. So we have a pushing the root screen. A root screen. Part of the root screen is a tab, of course. In a tab, we have a home or a planner, right? So we have a home or a planner. Currently, home is active, but I will switch it to the planner. Planner is active, so we are rendering also planner screen now. So planner is active. Okay, so since we have been on the root and we have created home screen and a planner screen, I want to go back. So when I will go back here now to the test screen, I will pop out this root from the stack. And I will destroy two screens. I will destroy the home screen because the home screen was created, also planner screen was created. So I will destroy both of these screens. Okay, you should see it here that we are unmounting also planner. Okay, so when I will go back here, I'll click here test button to go back. You will see unmounting home screen and unmounting planner screen. So we are unmounting both of these screens. You can see here. Okay, so all of this is destroyed together with the home and the planner. Before, when I was showing you initial case, we never switched to the planner, so only home was created. So that's why we unmounted only the home screen before. And now we are on a test, right? So the test is at the top of the stack, is active one. So now when I will go to the back, I will just simply destroy the test screen. So we will see it and mount the test, and we will end up in the active one and the planner as we ended up initially. Okay. So now I will go back here. I will click here back to the root. Okay. Unmounting text screen, and you can see we are on the planner screen as we have been initially. So planner screen is initially, so that was our initial state here. So that's how it works with the screens. Okay, guys. After this lecture, I will revert all these changes. So actually, we can revert these changes right now. That's the end of the lecture. If you have any questions to this topic, to the screens, I'm highly encouraged you to ask if something is not still clear. But after these pictures, it should be clear enough, I think. Okay, so now guys, just let's revert it to how we had it before. So I will simply go to the navigation first. I will revert this. So we have only one navigator, root navigator. I will save this. I will go to the test screen. Actually, I will remove the test screen. I will remove the test screen, move to the trash. I will go to the home screen. I will remove these unmounting messages, and I will navigate to the planner as we had it before. So I will revert this. Already I'll go to the planner screen and I will revert this, navigate to the home, go to home, and also remove the return in the use effect. We will verify this. We'll go to simulator, refresh here, and we can just navigate between these screens. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it from this lecture. If you have any questions, ask, and see you in the next one. Cheers.